Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at leaves, and we're going to look at the colors and the patterns on leaves and see if we can make some art out of them. I am going to pick up this leaf pile, and I want to try to show on the camera all of these different vein patterns on the leaves. Every single one is different. It's just like our fingerprints. And I bet you if we did a rubbing, we'd be able to pick some of those up. Or we could look at them and try to find colors that we have in our crayon box to reproduce them on a piece of paper. I picked up all of these leaves in my front yard, and they all came from the same tree. And just look at the difference in colors, right? We have super dark red, and then it's starting to get a little lighter, little red and green, little more green, and then this one is almost all green, and that's all from the same tree right now. Let's try making a rubbing. So I'm going to take this piece, or I'm going to take this leaf, and I'm going to put it under my paper, and I'm going to feel where it is with my hands just so that I can hold on to it. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to do a couple different colors. I started out with sort of a reddish purple. I'm going to switch to a darker purple. It's hard for me sometimes to even tell where the leaf is. Maybe some green. And finally, some yellow. That yellow is a little hard to see, so I'm just going to add a little bit more green on that. Look at that. That looks like a leaf. It's not too dissimilar from the leaf that we made the rubbing from. Some of my older bodies are familiar with using a scissors, but some of my younger friends might want to ask their grown-up for some help, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to follow along the line of the shape of the leaf that I made from the rubbing. And look at that. It looks exactly like a leaf. Let's do the same thing, making a rubbing of this leaf, but let's use some colors that we would never see in nature on any tree around here. We can make a leaf pile. We've got leaves here and 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 here. Look at that, a leaf pile. I just noticed that this whole branch of leaves fits on a paper, so I think I'm going to make a rubbing of the whole pile. Ta-da! Look at my awesome branch of leaves. I just made that. But we don't just have to do a texture rubbing of a leaf to make a leaf. We could also trace our leaf. You just hold it down very carefully. And we do the best we can. We're never looking for perfect. We're looking for pretty close. It's tricky when you have to hold onto your leaf, because leaves are really delicate and they can tear. So we want to be careful. You can see I'm really taking my time when I'm moving my hand around the leaf. And then when I get my pencil all the way around it, then I can move the leaf. But I'm not going to move it very far because I want to look at all of these veins. I want to try to recreate that just by looking at it. So I first see that there's a vein that goes all the way up. As you move more through school, you'll have lessons on the parts of the leaf, and you can really learn all of this stuff. But for right now, we're just looking at the leaf like it's a really cool object that we want to trace. Sometimes after a while, I'm not even really looking at the leaf because I get the pattern in my head. I know that all the lines are going in a really similar direction, and I'm just gonna kind of have fun with it. And sometimes when you look at it really close, you can see little parts of the leaf. And that's sometimes really fun to try to capture. That's pretty cool. And I like that I used two different techniques to try to get this leaf. First, I took my leaf and I traced it all the way around. Then I moved my leaf right next to it. And then I looked at it and tried to put in the details from just using my eye. Once you're done with drawing all the parts of the leaf as you see it with your eye, you can play around with colors. And I want to show you what I did. I made some really fun colors. It's not like a normal leaf, but it's my leaf. And as the artist, I get to decide what colors go on the leaf. There is really no limit to how you color in your leaf. You could do random, you could pick a few colors and make a pattern. You could do a rainbow. There's lots of different things. What we're going to do with all of this work is we are going to, with our grown-ups' help, we are going to put it on these lawn signs, and we are going to make signs that remind people to go vote. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. I'm not going to use this board. This is the boards that we're using to make the lawn signs, but I do have a piece of paper that's the exact same size. Before we glue anything down ever, we always want to just look at placement of our objects to see how they might look. So I have all of these leaves that I've made, and I'm just going to put them out like this because it's going to help me kind of figure out how I want to compose my image. Now, these leaves are really going to be for decoration, but they're kind of the main stars of the show because they're so pretty. And if the point of a lawn sign is to get people's attention, these are really going to do the trick. So I might do something like this. Maybe I want to put some in groups. Maybe I want to have maybe I want to make it look like one is falling. Maybe a bunch of them. I don't know. That looks pretty nice. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm not gluing anything down yet, and we'll talk about different ways that we can put these on here to keep them safe from the weather next week. But for right now, I'm just going to keep these on the page, and with a pencil, I am going to I'm going to write please vote. And now I'm going to do this kind of fast just so that we can get through this video. And I noticed something that's going to happen in just a second because I'm making my letters pretty big. And if I would have glued down my leaves, I wouldn't have been able to have room for this. So I'm just going to move these out of the way for right now. So I got please there, and I'm just gonna kind of put these leaves around. This should really be thought of as an all-family project because it's going to require the help of your grown-up. And it's also a really fun thing to do with your whole family. Not gluing down the leaves has really helped me. So it says, please vote November 3rd. And I know, even though I haven't glued anything down, it's been really helpful to have these leaves on the paper because then I know how to put stuff around. Now, does your sign need to say, please vote November 3rd? No, it doesn't. You can make it say whatever you want, but I want you to decide it as a family, what you're gonna put on there. If you and your family made a sign like this to remind people to vote, I think it would really catch everybody's eye. Now, does your sign need to look exactly like this? No. Can you do something else other than leaves? Absolutely. You can decide as a family what you want to do. Maybe you want to draw pictures of pumpkins, or if you want to try to draw a box and make it look like a ballot box. I think that anything that you guys decide as a family is probably going to be pretty great. So I really look forward to seeing what everybody comes up with.